Today I will be showing you some raw data. Back 6 years ago, I literally became mad about optimizations, and I discovered that optimizing code can help with performance much more than upgrading hardware or upgrading the FileMaker software. For this session, what I prepared was some test equipment and did some tests of performance of different versions of FileMaker. So all tests I will be talking about today were conducted on this hardware. The same configuration for all tests, for all operating systems, for all FileMaker versions. So there should be literally no effect of hardware configuration differences. And the test solution I used is this test FileMaker database that I originally created in 2013 for FileMaker DevCon. So to give you a clue how many tests I performed, I conducted 4,385 tests exactly. And it's exclusive for this conference because I conducted them this week. It would be great time for some exercise. What do you think? Do you like puzzles? So, what do you think is faster, client or server? Few tests. To be exact, all this was locally running on that machine because in the case of testing server, I was using perform script on server to run the test. So it's the same database engine, Draco it's called, and as far as I know, the database engine itself is exactly the same in Pro Advanced and server. But the scripting engine on server is twice as slow as in the client. Now the same test on set field in loop. And now this is practical one. Import, the same. So if you want to run a single time batch import of data, and you're talking about large amounts of data, and we are talking about hours to import those data, you might want to consider running it locally, taking the file off the server, doing the import, and putting back on, because you can save half of the time. How about perform script on server and when you should be using it? Now we are talking about client-server scenario. First, I want to show you is the replace field contents, because when you work with raw data, normal users mostly don't do this, but we use it a lot, right? When fixing data and manipulating data, we use replace field contents all the time. And taking a little bit of time and putting that replace field contents into a new script, then writing another script to use perform script on server to run that script can save you more time than you spend on writing those two scripts. So that's definitely a good reason to use perform script on server, especially when working with thousands and tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands records. What do you think is affected by field indexing in terms of performance? You mentioned finds. What else? Sorting. Well, in some previous FileMaker DevCons, many people were saying perform find is faster with index field, and sort records is faster with index field. And people from FileMaker and some long-term developers said, no, sort is not faster. Find is faster, but sort is not using index at all. So I was wondering what my test will reveal. So what do you think I found out with sort? And I'm not saying you will get the same result. As I said, I'm a human, but I ran many different tests and got the same results for all of them. What do you think? What's faster? Sorting by indexed field or sorting by unindexed field? Surprised?
Yes.
So was I. And I literally spent an hour looking at my tests and verifying them, as I thought I swapped the results. I made sure that really the index fields results were produced by the script that was using that index field. And I couldn't find an error. You can find it, of course. Your eyes, my eyes. I was writing those scripts, so I may be professionally blind, but I really didn't find any error in the scripts. And this shocked me. That happened on a client having the file open locally. So this may mean there is an overhead with field having an index. How about find? When you perform find on index field versus unindexed.
Extremely much faster than indexed.
Would you expect this?
It was an issue of ink. Ink was you were running low on ink.
Sorry?
You were running low on ink while printing. It's not.
Now you got me. How did you notice that this is scanned printout and not a digital output? Okay, I challenge you. Take my test file and find a bug in it that caused this. Because I don't want to believe this. It shocked me so much that I don't want to believe it. But if you don't find the bug there, that's something to ask FileMaker about. And of course, I will greatly appreciate if you do run your own tests and if you send me the test results. That's all for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video to the end, and because I value your time you have spent watching it, let me give you 30 minutes of my time in return. Just use this link and schedule one free 30-minute consultation. I look forward to talking to you.